Okay. Yeah, there we go. So we in good shape now.
All right.
Okay, so just to recap, the Steelers' victory over the Cleveland Browns, week number 6, 38-7 victory. First half was amazing half, man. Steelers posted up 24 points on the Cleveland Browns. What was everyone's thoughts pertaining to just the first half performance of dominance, basically? What was your thoughts on the first half performance there, Banger?
You know what? Going into the game, I thought it was going to be a tougher game than that. I was expecting. I really was expecting. I was expecting to have a rumble based on their record. They found their mojo. They had their best record in 26 years, all that shit. But that first touchdown was defensive. That set the tone for the game for me. And from there, it was like we were just playing with our little cousin, beating them both up at the same time. I mean, it was just basically with that game. It's just too hard to even analyze. They said that was our first true test. Everybody's saying that who we had beaten before had a losing record. This is the first team we beat that had an outstanding record, and it felt like, man, I don't know. It makes me feel confident about the teams we have in the future.
Yeah,
I feel like we step up to the level of play to our opponent. And dude, it made me happy. So you see him with Chase Claypool, man. He's outstanding. James Conner had a great game. James Conner's had a great season. Nobody wants to talk about it because we have lowered expectations sometimes due to the injuries we've seen in the past. But James Conner's had for a second it was like, damn, Benny Snell. But nah, James is doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the wideouts go, fuck. I mean, it's amazing. Chase Claypool
getting nicer and nicer every week.
Talking about. That's what we've been talking about the whole all season is the development of Claypool and Ben's connection with him, having to get stronger. What's going to happen? And you see, man, it's like I don't even want to get into that. Well, I say that for next game. I say Claypool for talking about the Titans later on the day. But yeah, man, we got a team. That's what that first half showed me. We got a damn team.
What about you, Chris? What was your thoughts?
Bro, I gotta say the same as Banger. People was like, "Yo, you ready?" I'm like, "Listen, the Browns are not the Browns this year, though, man. Like they're not what they used to be. I mean, they've been underdogging it the whole way through the season. So I expected a bang, and I think that there was too much talk about the Steelers about. They're playing easy teams. It's easy season for them. They ain't beat nobody really worth it yet, and you know how all the haters do. They're naysayers always. And then, like he said, like Banger said, they was like, this is the first game to prove themselves. I feel like they made the biggest motherfucking statement they could have possibly made with the game they had. You going to doubt us this whole time, saying it's the first time we get a good team? They came out and hammered them boys, bro. That first half was like, it was the Steelers that I've been wanting to see. And you know what I said a couple weeks ago? I said I could see the making of another steel curtain, and this definitely proved it. It proved it, man. Our offense and our defense, we've held the league to the least touchdowns, they said. We're our defense is really stepping up. And the craziest part about our offense for this first half and everything, there are so many stars on our wide receivers that Juju, an outstanding athlete that he is, an amazing, just all-around athlete. Football player, everything. He's looking average with our wide receivers, bro. That's how nice our lineup is, that we have so much skill and ability. That first half, bro, that ball was just hitting everybody. We didn't have they couldn't double team nobody because it was just going to somebody else every pass. That first half, we dissected them, literally. Yeah. And in the second half, you always expect it to be a little slower. But that first half, bro, they just smashed them. Then they came out the second half and was like, fuck this. You know what? Bam, we're going to keep going.
Yeah. And what about you? What about you, Jim? Like, what was your thoughts as far as with the start? I know we had to settle for 3, and then Minka came through and he got that big pick 6, and a lot of people been making a lot of noise about him, not really being that much of an impact this season. But he stepped up, he got that big pick 6, and then it looked like we just took off from there. Like, what was your thoughts, Jim?
Man, Minka is 6'1", 205 pounds. He got world-class speed. When he gets his hands on the ball, he's taking it to the house. Mika Fitzpatrick and Bud Dupree was clearly two best players on the field that day. But there's a difference between pain and injury. Baker Mayfield was injured, never should have played because of Baker Mayfield and his leadership. He was flat. The team was flat. It was really an easy game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland didn't want to be there.
Good point. And it's a good point that you said that your assessment was that Cleveland didn't want to be there, because it kind of seems to me now that, you know, they're kind of calling to get Baker out of there. Like, and I'm like, you just came in and you were 4-1, so you had a record that was on an uphill swing there. Like, let it ride its thing, let it play its way out. But it looks like you know, they're calling for his head right now. Like, what was your thoughts as far as with that? Do you think he's getting the proper opportunity out there in Cleveland, or do you think you know, people are Yeah, I mean, like if you look at his record, I mean, what was his record last year? If it wasn't for Myles Garrett, you know, having that situation against us and getting suspended for the rest of the year, that's a playoff team last season. And this season you come in, you know, they lost the first game against Baltimore, and then they went on a 4-game winning streak, by my understanding, until they ran into us. So it kind of looks like we're still the cream of the crop of the division. We're up at the top, but I don't believe that Baker's that bad where they should be giving up on him this early. Like, what's your assessment, Jim? I know, you know, you're a pro scout. Like, what's your assessment as far as you know, with the production of that guy?
Well, the main thing is when you're a young quarterback, man, the biggest thing is turnovers. You know, he stopped the turnovers, man. The guy that set the NFL record for turnovers for a rookie was Terry Bradshaw, was 24 in one season. And the guy that broke his record was Peyton Manning, so with 28. So turnovers go away. Baker Mayfield, as long as he don't lose his confidence, and I don't think he will, he got all the weapons around him. Hey, man, fans are fickle, man. When the quarterback wins, he's the greatest thing in the world. When they lose, they want to pull him. 2 years ago, Big Ben threw for 5,000 yards, but they didn't make the playoffs, and the fans in Pittsburgh was looking to get rid of him as well. So fans is fickle. Every quarterback gets booed. I think Jimmy G is going through it now with the 49ers, but you need a franchise quarterback. I think Baker Mayfield is that franchise quarterback. His problem is he can only throw when he rolls out to the right side. He got to learn. He got to still grow and learn how to throw when he rolls out to the left. And everything with Baker Mayfield is he's a right-handed quarterback, and he moves out the pocket to the right. So a lot of defenses are starting to figure him out. But when Nick Chubbs get back, you know, and they get the 1-2 punch in the backfield again, they got all the weapons in the world. It was just a bad game. I was at a game one time, I think 1989, when Cleveland beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 51-0 at Three Rivers Stadium. I was there, and the Steelers ended up making the playoffs that year. So you just got to keep working, get healthy, and play. Baker Mayfield wasn't healthy that game.
And it definitely showed. It definitely showed. And just to take it into the second half, it looked like the dominance had just continued. You know, I think that was at the beginning. It was at the beginning of the second half when Dupree and Watt kind of stood him up and really just took a real big. Was it Hayward that stood him up?
No, it was Dupree stood him up, and Hayward came and finished him off.
Okay. You know, because I seen the replay, and I thought I seen Watt.
That was deliberate.
He was back there all day too.
That was deliberate. It's so crazy because when I watched that play over and over and over,
he held him up for sure.
And you see when Bud Dupree dives for his feet and purposely just stands him up, and he's standing him up for a minute, man, and Cam Hayward just blindsided him. I can't believe that he continued the game after that.
I thought we were going to get penalized for sure.
That should have been illegal. That should have been. I ain't gonna lie to you. If we had gotten a huge fine for that, I wouldn't even been mad. Because that was, I was like out of pocket. Like,
I felt bad for him after the hit. I was like, damn, why ain't
I mean, it was bang
was still there for like a good 2 minutes after he fell. Like it was still, you can see it floating.
Right,
I think
right.
it was a
I don't
bang
think
bang
I
play.
don't think that he's a bad quarterback. I just think he got this shit kicked out of him in that game.
Yeah, they know what they said before.
Hammering him, bro. He was
everybody said, man, his ribs are hurt. It's gonna be a rib fest. Everybody was saying it. All the players were saying online, we're going for his ribs. They're saying in the interviews. But Jim says, right, man, he wasn't the best maker he could be. However, for us though, it was a great moral win. You know what I mean? Like just to beat the shit out of them, and then for their defense to not do nothing with us, because like they're missing Nick Chubb, but defensively, they still basically got everybody there. And
yeah. I think what's his name?
weapons.
Olivia Vernon. He really didn't show up. Like you're not hearing anything about him. He's supposed to be an impact player. Wasn't he a part of that trade that they had with Odell with New York?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Maybe Jim might know.
Yeah, he was part of that.
He's part of that, right? Okay. Yeah. So, and I know he's been kind of hurt. I haven't really heard anything this season, but he really didn't do anything. And Myles Garrett, I thought he was going to turn it up, and it kind of looked like he kind of slacked off a little bit as well. I'm not sure if he was kind of just taking it easy a little bit, or if he wasn't really going full steam, or if it was just.
I'm sure they was going full steam at him, bro. Them old linemen was going full steam at him. Like the best leave in the trenches, it was ugly for him. You know what I'm saying? And before we get to a touch on Minka, Minka didn't step it up, bro. He been targeted 5 times total. That's a 1 in 5 interception to target ratio. So like everybody's been bashing Minka, like, oh, he's not playing the same. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And he just showed everybody. Like when they targeted the first target of the game, interception, pick 6. That's why nobody targets him. We're not hearing his name. He's doing his job, bro. And everybody keeps on bashing him and the rest of the backfield. I don't see it. I don't share the same sentiment at all. You know what I mean? Because if you look at what the quarterbacks are doing, they're avoiding him. They're avoiding Nelson too. They don't want nothing to do with them dudes. So we're not hearing their names because they're not getting a chance to make splash plays. But that ratio is vicious. 1 in 5? 1 in 5 targets? Yeah, so I'm not with the I don't agree with the Minka bashing, man. He ain't step it up. He ain't stepped up. He's been consistent.
I think they're starting to play better as a unit, the D-backs now. I think the first couple games, but like we said, there was no preseason, so they had to get used to each other because they would miss spots, and that's where they was catching these openings. I think these last 2 games, they really been getting each other feel for each other. You know what I mean? I know that he'll be here if I run this way. I know he sees where I'm going. I think they're getting a lot more comfortable with each other. I think that's why, when we were talking about the D-backs before, I think it was just the fact that they're still getting used to playing with each other and things like that. You know what I mean? Like there was no preseason, no warm-ups, no nothing. Boom, you're in the game, let's play. So these guys didn't even get a chance to fill each other out. So I mean, like he said, to say they're doing better, he's doing better. You can't specifically aim it at him, but them as a unit, I think they're doing a lot better. Defensive backs, I think like now that they're getting used to each other, I think it's just that like they cover better. You know what I mean? They know where each other's going. So an overall way better performance to me.
I got Minka being a factor in this game coming up.
Oh, guaranteed.
Big one.
Oh, guaranteed.
Big one. They're gonna need Minka. They're gonna need Minka to be that little linebacker. I'm telling you. Derrick Henry breaks through the front 7. He's gonna do it a few times. That's guaranteed. They're gonna need Minka to get on his ass, bro.
And I thought about that with Bush out too. It really got me messed. I was really mad about that shit, bro. Like especially, I was literally looking forward to that shit. You mean him trying to run the ball and him just cracking him. But now I'm like, damn, out too. Like, but oh man, what was his name that stepped up in there?
Spillane.
Bro, did you see that fucking hit?
Yeah.
Where he stood dude up, boom! As soon as he got in there, a couple plays after he stuck. Oh man, I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie, I was happy with it, Lord. I was like, damn, they got this dude in there. He's gonna fuck up. Boom. Okay, I'll take that.
Right.
Okay. I'll take
that. So let me ask you guys: do you think that Spillane, like he's going to be the answer, or do you think the Steelers should look to potentially add someone either via trade or in free agency? Like I know, we kind of like we're in this same situation before where, we were very impacted by the injury by Ryan Shazier, an inside linebacker. and that kind of hampered us from us making the playoffs, I believe, that season. We don't want to run into that situation again. So, do you guys feel, the Steelers should get someone in free agency? Should they maybe look for a trade? Or do you think we have the depth and we have, everything that we need on this roster currently to fill that void, that's being left with Bush's injury? And I'm going to start with you, Jim. What's your thoughts on the situation?
Well, I scouted a guy from Akron that's on the list, man, and I don't even know why he ain't even playing. Ulysses Gilbert III. He's like 6'1", 230 pounds. He runs a 4.40, 40-inch vertical jump. He's from Florida originally. He's a freak. He scored a lot of touchdowns in college, and he's really an athletic inside backer, but Spillane is a guy that is a traditional linebacker, man, and the season kind of the schedule kind of fits him right now, man, because he likes to hit the ball carriers, man. You're playing Tennessee, Derrick Henry. You got 2 games with Baltimore with Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins. You got another game with Cleveland that averages 188 rushing yards a game. Cincinnati with Joe Mixon, and the Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott. So really, Robert Spillane's your man right now. And don't forget, because of the virus, the salary cap in 2021 is going down. So it would be a smart move to go out and try to get somebody. But whatever you do in 2020 is going to affect your salary cap in 2021. And with a lot of key players' contracts is due in 2021, you're going to need every dime. So unless they get an injury, I would go with the guys we got on the roster right now, especially with the schedule we have.
Let me ask you if you agree with this, Jim. I want to ask Jim something to build on that, right? When we first got Devin Bush, we didn't have Minkah. So what our need was to get that backer that could drop back in the coverage like Shazier could and cover the flats. You touched on that Spillane being a traditional linebacker. Do you feel like because we got Minkah now, we don't need that drop back backer, and we just need that backer that can basically jam the run?
Well, we got him with Ulysses Gilbert III. Okay. He was coming on last year before he got injured. So I don't know what happened between the injury and right now why he ain't been getting a helmet, but he's really a freak of nature. But hey, they got a lot of different things that they can do, like you said. But if they play Kansas City Chiefs, you definitely don't want Robert Spillane in there against a passing team. He's a traditional, step up, stop that run, take on the fullback, that type of guy. And the guy can hit, man. He can run around. He's a collision type linebacker. But if once we get into the playoffs, if Ulysses Gilbert III or somebody like that don't step up, then we may be in a little bit of trouble.
Okay. And let me ask you this, Jim. Do you believe that there's anyone potentially available that if the Steelers were in a position to, get someone in free agency or potentially make a trade, who do you see that, may be out there that they should take advantage of?
Well, I didn't really look at who's available. The trade deadline is November 3rd. So if they're going to make a trade, they only got a couple of weeks to do it. But I think that they have enough on their roster right now, barring injuries. And don't forget, Vince Williams been around for a long time, and he's playing really, really well the last year and a half. So I think that when you got a Bud Dupree at 6'5", 270 with 4.5 speed, and you got T.J. Watt, the greatest linebacker in Steeler history, out here, man. Yeah. They make up for a lot of they can cover up for a lot of things, man. So you got to get that ball out of your hand real quick. And if you remember with TJ Watt's a nasty cat too. If you remember the hit that he put on Watson, he led with his helmet. I don't know why it wasn't a penalty, But listen, there ain't no quarterback, and like you guys was talking about, and Banger was talking about when they held up Baker Mayfield and Stuckey. Of course, I was yelling, "Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him!" Because I wanted to see the backup. We had Baker's number, but hey, they don't care who the quarterback is, man. These dudes almost like they got a bounty out on quarterbacks.
Well, you know the thing is, man, Tannehill already has met Bud Dupree and TJ Watt before. So it's like, but he's going to hear footsteps. That's a huge factor because when I look at this game, man, I'm looking at
wait a minute, Banger, because Tannehill, man, he beat us, I believe, a few times when he was.
Yeah, but he's been hit. But he's been hit by them before.
Okay, I don't say that was Matt Moore that almost got killed out there.
Yeah, but
killed Matt Moore.
You lost your video. There you go.
Well,
yeah, but they felt him before. They've been hit by him before, bro.
Yeah,
and, It's like, man, once you go through that, you remember it. And those are big boys. Those are big boys. Like 6'5", 275, bro. That's
solid muscle, bro. Solid muscle.
I look at this game.
I'm 6'2", 270 right now, bro.
Wow.
Muscle like them motherfuckers, bro. And I know, believe me, that's a lot of force coming at you, bro.
Yeah.
I literally, that's why I'm mad when I see it. Like, oh.
Speaking of his size, that's why everybody's talking about Derrick Henry and how he's a freak of nature. He is. But they fail to realize that on our side, we got Chase Claypool, who's LeBron James wearing a football uniform.
Bro.
Literally. He's a wideout. And so it's like, and then he's not our only threat. When I look at Ebron's really a big wideout. He's not a tight end.
He'll jump over
LeBron James. Right. The average tight end is not agile like him. He's not fast like him.
Right over you.
I'm looking at our unstoppable weapons, and I feel like our offense is that much stronger than they got Derrick Henry, but I don't feel like anything else is going to be a problem for us. And if we hit him early and hit him hard, we can't slow him down.
And that was one of the things I was going to ask everyone as well. We kind of touched on it a little while ago. But James Conner, I mean, like, he's really been putting on a performance. I mean, like, more than over 100 yards rushing 3 out of the past 4 games. I believe he's had 4 straight games with at least 1 touchdown. Who do you think is going to win that battle between, him and Henry? I know Henry, he can break a tackle, get the big play, but it looks like Conner, he's out there, he's moving the chains, he's doing the same thing as well. So who do you think has the upside, the upper advantage in this matchup?
Individually, Henry got it, of course. But offense versus offense, I feel like our offense is way more stacked than theirs. We have our weapons. We have more weapons on our offense. Literally, so we have to worry about containing Derrick Henry. That's our main focus. Contain Derrick Henry, harass Tannehill. That's the mission. For them, it's watch Claypool, watch Juju, watch Washington, Deontay, watch Ebron, watch Vance, watch Connor, watch Snell, and watch Ben. You know what I'm saying? And then when you match us up defensively, our defense is stronger than theirs. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So we have like a top tier defense who has to contain Henry and harass Tannehill, and then they have a good defense who has to contain an outstanding offense. I like us in this situation.
Yeah. And I was actually going to say, I think the way the offensive line has performed over the past 2 weeks with the Castro being out, like, it's been amazing to me. I can't remember the guy's name, but one of the Tennessee Titans offensive players, he's out, I believe, for the season. Maybe Jim might know who it is off the top of his head. So we're only going to see how their running game, produces. Cleveland came in and they were number 1 in the league, but that was also with Chubb there in the backfield, and he's out. We see how our defense handled them last week. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm giving Pittsburgh, I'm giving them the advantage in this one. I mean, like, because when you look at it, I mean, like, we have a two back system because we can throw Snell back there and he's not losing a step either. And that was actually one thing I was actually going to bring to everyone's attention to see what your thoughts was there pertaining to Benny Snell's carries. Like, do you think he's getting enough opportunities? And also, should he be the fourth down back? Or my apology, the goal line back? It seems like every time we're getting there in a goal line situation, they're pulling Connor out and they're putting Snell in. And it seems like he's kind of like been, I want to say maybe about like 50-50 there in that situation. So, like, what's everyone's thoughts as far as like with the running game? Like, is it still running back by committee? Or is it a situation where, you know, Connor, he's demonstrated that he's the lead back and people are falling behind him?
Well, I know everybody in the league, including Baker Mayfield, is like, what did Pittsburgh Steelers shoot Connor's ankle up with? Because I tell you what, man, I've never seen somebody come back from an ankle injury so quickly, and his feet then got squeaked. He's running good. Don't forget, this is a former Pro Bowler, you know. But but Henry is the man, like Banger said. And don't forget, don't sleep on Tennessee's offense. We ain't got nobody since Mel Blount that can cover A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, 6 foot, 225 pounds, 4.40. He's outstanding. And just as good as A.J. Brown is Corey Davis, 6'3", 205 pounds. And then don't forget, they may have the best tight end in the AFC.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Junior Smith, however you say his name. He got 5 TDs already. He's 6'3", 250. And don't forget, Tannehill is playing great football. When he was in college at Texas A&M, don't nobody remember, because everybody remembers Johnny Manziel wiping out all the records. But, you know, Tannehill was a former wide receiver, but when they moved him to quarterback, everybody said he reminds them of Ben Roethlisberger, about the same size.
Yeah.
Tannehill right now, 13 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes win this football game, and I think Tennessee's going to win, because Pittsburgh Steelers have been, home fed the last 4 or 5 weeks. They've been at home. This is really their first road game. I don't count the Giant game. So going on the road is different in the National Football
League. Chris, you want to give your thoughts on that?
I mean, he is correct saying that they have a good team. They definitely have a good team. Hands down, and they're not just limited to one threat on offense at all. Like, the receivers are nice. Basically, the same amount of weapons he said they have, we definitely have also. I mean, like he said, I'll agree with it's going to be the team that makes the least amount of mistakes. That's definitely going to be something like that along the lines. You know what I mean? But in my aspect, I feel that with the way we're playing, we have Claypool. So honestly, the only person that they're really going to try to double up on, and I can see it already, is Claypool offensively. Mm-hmm. They're going to try doubling, which is going to be the whole wrong thing to do. Because now you're leaving Juju back to do his thing. They've been doubling Juju this whole time. Even after Claypool had that hell of a game, bro, outstanding Al Bundy game with 4 touchdowns. Even after he did that, bro, they still double team Juju the next week, bro. They still double team Juju. Facts. They know what a threat he is. So now after Claypool got loose last game, they're definitely double teaming him. They have to, which is going to re-release the chain from Juju.
And let's not forget Deontay Johnson. He's coming back this game as well.
Yes,
he got a full practice log.
Yeah,
and that's why I said the Castro. But I'm understanding he got a full practice log. Yeah, so we're beefing back up. So,
bro,
it's going to be interesting.
Like, Juju's going to be running his thing off. Then you still got Ede on. Running them big routes on the side. Then you got fucking Washington. Like, we still have all that, and Claypool's been performing to over 100 yards a game. So we are still a threat on the ground. So they can't just worry about our background. I feel that on that we have the advantage. I feel that they don't have enough defensive backs to cover our offensive receivers. Honestly, I feel that we have too much skill and ability offensively. So, of course, we're going to lean toward the pass this game. But
because you have to double somebody. You have to double one of those wideouts. You have to. It's a matter of who's Ben going to connect with today. You know, trying to figure it out. The reality is Ben's been spreading the ball so well that that it's like every game he has 6 receptions. First game. Then it's Ebron. Then it's Claypool. Then it's Deontay. Then it's, in whatever order. And it's like you look at our wideouts. On half the teams in the NFL, they would be a number 1. Every one of them. Every one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like James Washington, we're looking at James Washington as our most overshadowed wideout. He's been balling out with the snaps he gets, the production he's getting per snap is crazy. Like he's wondering what he's playing for his job. All of them are playing for his job. You can tell because they know what type of roster they got. So, like he said, I feel like in the end. They don't have enough to cover on our defense, but we have in our offense. And that's going to make the difference. They got Derrick Henry. Yes, he is a factor. Yes, but we have factors. Ben Roethlisberger is a factor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the matchup between Tannehill and Roethlisberger, I take Roethlisberger in shape with all that experience over Tannehill.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree.
Ben's already at he's literally lost all that weight. He's at full capability.
Bro, his beard's lined up.
Killing it right now, bro. He lost all that weight. He is moving. So now you're giving one of the best mobile quarterbacks. He can handle a pocket like no other quarterback there is. And you're giving him all these targets that know exactly how this man thinks and move how he wants him to move. That is a hell of an offense.
Yeah, they're in sync. Yeah. Yeah, I like how they're in sync, especially what was it, the 2 catches that Claypool had, where it was like that shoulder fade just right over on the side. Like the timing is just there. It's amazing. Yeah, they're in sync, man.
I'm gonna tell you what I like with Claypool. I like Claypool running the ball.
Yeah.
I like Claypool the trick plays running the ball, bro. Like he's an X factor. Like he's that wide out there where he's so big, he's so fast, he's so strong, he's so agile that you can do anything with him. And it's like, this is gonna be a fun game to watch.
You know who he reminds me of? How he moves though? T.O. The way he moves, the way he reaches over people. Look at it. Look, see, Jim feel me. Listen, the way that I've never seen nobody like that. You mean the way that he doesn't really try to juke you on a move. He just reaches right over you like you're not there. Like it's like he don't even when he's playing. It's not like he's playing you. He's playing by himself. He's just trying to figure out a way to catch the ball. Like he's really not even worried about the defender in any of them. I mean, they literally got a pass interference even stop it anytime they throw the ball to him. Like the dude is a factor. That man is, mark my words. He's going to be one of the greats in Pittsburgh. I promise you that right now. Because he's just developing.
Hey, Chris, I said on draft day, and then I put on Facebook after the first game of the season, I said Chase Claypool, greatest receiver in Steeler history. I took a lot of heat, but I seen them all, and I ain't never seen nobody like him.
Oh, wow.
Anger, talk
that's
about
big time right there. We had some good ones, man.
Yeah, we ain't never had one like him. The best receiving rookies I ever seen in Steeler history is Chase Claypool, and the tight end we got in 1990 by the name of Eric Green, who was unstoppable as well, man. These guys, man, they don't come around but once a generation. Yeah.
Yeah, he checks all the boxes. I mean, it's like everything you want in a receiver. At the end of the day, man, I mean, if nothing else, he's good for deep field placement. All you can do is either pass interference or let him score a touchdown.
Hey, Banger, you know what's going to be fun to watch? General managers who get fired for passing him over, man. This guy was still available in the second round. And if the Steelers don't take him in the second round, he might have kept sliding, man.
Yes.
Somebody getting fired for that. Somebody getting fired.
Wow.
It's so crazy when you look at our history of second round wideouts. Just recently, Deontay Johnson, Juju, Washington. Was Washington third round or second?
Second.
Third
right?
round.
Third. He was third.
Third round. His
he was
quarterback Mason Rudolph was second round.
Mason Rudolph was second.
That year.
I thought. Wait a minute. I thought Mason was. Wait a minute.
Was they different year?
Off.
No,
I thought
year.
they were the same year, but I thought
Same year,
Washington came before Mason.
No,
you
they came
might be
together.
right. I mean,
No,
he
yeah,
might have been drafted high.
They came
Yeah,
together.
we
you're
drafted
right.
him in the second, I think. We drafted him in the
Okay.
second and Mason in the third,
Mason
I believe.
the third. Okay.
Mason
You're
the
probably
third.
right.
Okay.
You're probably right.
Yeah, but like I said, man, we just been having that ability to find these players in the later rounds that everybody else is passing over and they end up being superstars, including Antonio and everybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
And listen, and on a good note about every one of these receivers is and we have like just enough of the showboat in that we need. We don't have none of the little you have to throw me the ball people. They like the fact that other people are catching the ball and they're spreading the love around. Like these dudes are a unit. We don't have that one player that's arguing like Antonio Brown. I need the ball. I need the ball. Pass to me. Pass to me. Pass to me. And so everyone knew it was going to you because you would complain if you didn't get it the fit. We don't got one of them. I think that's amazing. Like everybody's happy. I mean, when one of them catch the ball, that motherfucker got 7 dances and 6 shit. They go ham every time. They love the fact that they score. If one of them, they get just as excited if one of the other ones score than they score. You know what I mean? They're all friends. What
did you do? What did you do? Tell Chase? He said, "Man, listen here." He said, "Man, you got to make sure you got your celebration dance together before you get in there. You got to remember these things." He said he forgot his team celebrations. He's like, "Yeah, we got to get this together."
Yeah, there's been some people on social media trying to create that narrative that there's like jealousy going on, like, oh, Juju's mad because he's not getting the ball as much. I don't see it, bro. I think they're just trying to create drama. I think that right now, Ben's spreading the ball out to everybody, and whoever's open is who he's getting it to, and the goal is to win. And I feel like these young guys have that mentality for this season.
Well, let me ask you: Do you think it's drama, or do you think that it's just individuals evaluating what's
I think it's drama, bro. It's social media bullshit. It's straight social media bullshit. And the thing is, why I hate that shit so much is they see it. They hear people say they check social media just like we do. They check their ads, they check their hashtags, and they hear it and see it, and then that fake shit turns into real shit. So I don't like that shit at all. That's some bullshit because I want the team to win. That don't help the team win. That causes a bunch of little 13-year-old girl bullshit. And motherfuckers stay doing it, though. They stay doing it. Do you think that they don't like it? They're mad and they didn't? Yeah, it's like, come on, man. The fuck that got to do with anything?
Grown-ass man acted.
Yeah, real shit. Real shit. The thing, like I said, it really, like, dude, if you talk to some of these guys, bro, and you ask them about certain players who fell off, and they'll tell you, like, man, they were reading their mentions too much. That shit gets to them. That's why that whole Shout Out the Noise campaign started. Because these dudes are young. They're on social media. Don't you be checking your shit to see what people say about you? They do too. So when there's all this bullshit going around, that be getting to them. I want the team to win. None of us win in any of the things we're doing if the Steelers suck. You know what I'm saying? That's just reality. Whether we're reporting, we got merchandise, whatever. When they're booming, we're booming. When they're not, we're not. So my mission is like, bro, any of that bullshit's going on, I'm killing it. I'm not giving it no life, and I'm making people feel stupid for doing it because it's detrimental.
Yeah, right. That's why I said I like our receivers. So they're like friends. Like Juju just posted him and Claypool game all day and hang out and shit like that. Like these motherfuckers is homies. Like you see them in the locker room talking them shit like everything. Like they're always, you know what I mean? And when you got receivers that respect each other like that professionally and you know what I mean, just as friends playing out, man, you're always going to get a better setup. You know what I mean? Because it's not one person trying to shine. They want the team to win. It's not what I got. Juju fell off a little bit because Claypool was getting the things because Juju was double teamed. You never heard him complain about it. You seen him dance every time someone else scored. He was happy as shit anytime something happened. That's a real teammate. That is a real player. You're happy when everything else happens. That's how it's supposed to be.
And you know what? And I'm all for that as well. But I think that, you know, like it's up to the fans to, you know, stand up in situations like this where, you know, it may be a situation where Juju's stats may not be, you know, that high, but it may be contract time, and it may be for the fans to speak up and let the Roonies know, listen here, we want to keep Juju around, because at the end of the day, like a lot of the times, that's what they factor a lot of these deals and a lot of these situations. That's what they're based off of, is on-field production, and that's what they're looking at is stats. So it's kind of like it's good to hear, some of the things as far as like, everything being a team sport, because at the end of the day, when the season, everything starts, that's exactly what it is. But at the end of the day, like when we're talking about contracts and we're talking about, a player having longevity, with the franchise, it's always going to be based around, the statistics. So, players, they have to, pay attention to that, and they have to evaluate that. And that's the reason why I asked you that question, Banger. Was it a situation where you believe that it may be, people just stirring up the pot, or is it people just, making an observation?
Bro, it's people speculating because they're bored.
Okay, yeah.
Like literally, like they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're speculating. People like drama. They like to have something to gossip about, and it's gossip, bro. Like it's not name for men for real. Like that's
and you guys all make some excellent points. But the number one factor, other than a guy's talent and his statistics, and Juju already got that. The number one factor when they talk about re-signing the guy is whether he wants to be there. Don't forget, Mike Wallace was an outstanding wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he wanted to go back down south. They offered him a $48 million contract. They ended up giving to Antonio Brown because he wanted to be back down south. That was a big mistake.
Let me ask you, Jim. Mm-hmm. Is it a situation where he wanted to leave, or did he want to get paid more than what the Steelers were offering? That's what I thought.
That contract was huge. That contract was huge at that time. And Mike Wallace, a former third-round draft pick, he grew up down south. He lived down south. And don't forget, we had a cornerback that was in that same draft class. Both of them wanted to go back down south with their family. They never been up north in their life until they got drafted. So there wasn't nothing the Pittsburgh Steelers can do. I broke a story quite a few years back. We interviewed the Steelers on Wednesday for a show that I do on Channel 11, and Le'Veon Bell did a infomercial for us, and he told me then he didn't want to come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This was in 2017, 2016. And I should have followed up with it to find out why. Now, I don't know if it was because of his rap career or whatever, but he left a lot of money on the table, and he wasn't dissatisfied, maybe because of the city. He had a rap career. Maybe he wanted to go to New York or LA where, he can get his label out there. It failed, but sometimes you just can't sign these guys. They don't want to be back. Mike Munchak, the greatest offensive line coach in NFL history, hated Todd Haley. I was in the locker room one time when I thought he was going to choke him to death. And, he left, took a lateral move to Denver because he just was fed up. And he had a lot of success here. So you just never know. I think Juju is going to be offered, but I think bigger money for Juju is elsewhere. Same way for Emmanuel Sanders. It was bigger money out there for Emmanuel Sanders. Juju can see the writing on the wall. He know he ain't Chase Claypool. If you playing basketball on the same team with Michael Jordan, you ain't Jordan. You could be an all-star, but you ain't Jordan. So you may want to go somewhere else where you're the number one receiver.
See, to me, I don't think he's going to go. I think he's attached to Pittsburgh. I think he got a lot of roots here now. I mean, I've actually been out where this dude's been out in Pittsburgh. I've been with him. I've met him a couple of times. My cousin's actually friends with him. I know a couple of people that know him. Like, met his mom a couple of times. Like, I mean, he's a good all-around dude. He loves Pittsburgh. Like, he got his people out here. He goes to the clubs. I mean, out of all the Steelers, he gets more love than anybody. Like, when you say the Pittsburgh Steelers, even people that don't even play football or watch football, nothing. Oh, Juju.
Yeah.
That's the name.
That's true.
They know I think
he is a name in Pittsburgh.
Juju, he gets that love everywhere, though. I think Juju, he gets that love everywhere, and that's the reason why he's a little bit hated, by a lot of these other players that don't get that same love, that may have put in a lot more work professionally than what he had, within his career.
What do you mean?
Hated?
No one hated. They're all friends.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a situation
whoever
pertaining
stole
to
his bike. Whoever stole his bike
Yeah.
hated it.
Yeah.
Whoever stole his bike. But I mean,
Yeah, it's
I
some
think
Juju,
that was
man.
kind of
Juju wants to be. He wants to be in Pittsburgh for sure.
100%.
1,000%. Like
he loves it.
He wants to. Trust me. He wants to be in Pittsburgh. It's just a money thing. It's a money thing. So it's just a money thing. That's all it boils down. It's nothing personal. It's just money. That's it. Nothing else.
I mean, and that's one thing I never would take away from Juju's talent. I mean, he's a very talented player. If the Steelers do elect to, keep him, going forward in the future, I would be all for it. My biggest concern is, like I said again, is that it's kind of like a situation where he's boxed into this kind of image where he has to be, like this team player, and I'm just wondering, is that going to affect him when contract time does come with the Steelers? Because I know there's going to be a lot of teams, just on a marketing standpoint, that are looking at just what you guys said, the kids, the youth, everyone's connecting with Juju. Let me get this man on my team. And I could definitely see him going to a team like Jacksonville or Miami or someone, and being, that lead piece, for a different franchise. So that is going to be interesting to see, what happens this year after the season, especially if his production goes the way that it's going right now. Like, he's doing everything but what's important to his position, which is, catching balls and scoring touchdowns. If that's not happening,
but he's doing everything else though. His block game is vicious. He's doing everything. He's doing everything he's supposed to do, like Hines Ward did. So it's like, the thing is, bro, I can tell you definitively for a fact. I ain't gonna tell you how I know, but I know definitively for a fact it's only about money. That's it. There's nothing else in play other than the numbers on his contract. He has a family. He wants to be rich and wealthy. Part of doing that is by getting the right contract. That is it. I'm telling you definitively, as somebody I know for a fact, I got no. That's it. That's the only issue on the table. That's it. Yeah. Everything else is perfect. Everything else is perfect. It's strictly about, what are they going to pay him? What's he going to be willing to take? This is how long I have to play football. This is my window. I might get hurt tomorrow. I might not. I'm trying to negotiate to get the best that's going to secure my future for me and my family. That's it. Everything else is bullshit. I'm telling you for a fact. I mean, I'm not speculating. I'm telling somebody I know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like all the other shit is speculation, bro. And it's the type of shit that causes unnecessary nonsense.
But like Jim said though too, Jim was talking about him. I mean, Claypool coming up and shining like that.
Yeah,
gonna have enough money in their cap to handle both of their contracts.
That's what's going to come down to. So and that's all under the umbrella of, what do they want to pay him? What's he going to accept? Because in their mind, they're going to be, okay, well, we want to pay him. We want to pay him. We want to keep him. We want to keep him. So they got a lot. They got Bud Dupree. They got TJ Watt. They got Connor. They got Juju. They got all these different situations. Everybody's not going to stay. It's not personal. It's business. Everybody wants to make it personal, like it's a soap opera. It's not, bro. It's not. It's definitely not. It's about,
gentlemen, I have one more question. I was going to say, gentlemen, I have one more question to ask you guys before we get up out of here this evening, just to touch base on that. We're 5-0. We're heading into this week against Tennessee. Looks like this is, like, from what I'm seeing, like Ben's best season. Like, he's never came out the gate outside his rookie year, where we've actually been piecing together wins, and we're kind of the cream of the crop right now, even with, some of the injuries that are taking place. So with that being said, I believe, Banger, you also had said, like, what we needed to give it about 6 or 7 games before we could really give, like, an assessment on how everything's moving. So we're at that point in time right now. Ben Roethlisberger, do you guys think he should be in a position to come back if he continues his success, like he's been doing this year? And then also, if so, if there's anyone that should be taking some type of a pay reduction so that we can keep some of the star players here in Pittsburgh, who should that player be? Should it be Ben? Should he be taking a little bit less to keep some of these star players? I'm gonna just keep it with you here, Banger.
Of course he should. Everybody's gonna say that. Of course, Ben should. He's as much as he's making and at the position he's in his career. If he wants to stay at the team, he's got to take a cut to keep that. I think he would to keep that talent around him. So if he wants to play, if he's gonna keep playing, he's gonna play with the goal to win, not just to go out there and kill time. Like, oh, I need another season just because. No, he wants to win. So if he's gonna do that, then he's gonna put himself in a position to win, which means, who else is gonna take a cut but the highest paid quarterback in the league? If he's still that. Mahomes is now.
That's that question because if we look at how everything transpired with the situation with a few of the players that exited out of here, especially with Le'Veon and his contract situation and everything, and what Ben's getting right now, what he requested over the past 3 years here, and him being in the final year of his deal. Do you guys think he would take some type of reduction next year if he does return, if he does come back? Because he hasn't proven that he's willing to take any type of reduction. He's proven that he wants to still be the highest paid quarterback in the league, pretty much. So if that's the case, he's going to want. So like how is that all going to work if we're going to keep some of these players, especially seeing they gave some money away with Derek Watt. In that situation, we still have to pay TJ. He's going to want his money, and he's probably going to break the bank because this is going to be his first deal. I'm just trying to see where the money and everything would come from for us to, keep some of these players. Because from my assessment, from how I'm looking at it, it seems to me like we're winning games, but they're also positioning things that they're going to do after this season. So maybe that may be the reason why they have Claypool on full display. Maybe that may be the reason why, Deontay's getting 16 targets in a game. Maybe that may be the reason why Washington is getting into the mix. They're trying to get Ebron into the mix. They're trying to spread it out because they don't want to have anyone offensively that's going to suck up a lot of the salary cap because they know they're going to have to keep Ben at least for another 2 or 3 years if he still keeps producing the way that he is, and he's going to want to be paid like one of the top tier players in the league still. That's what I think. So I think that they're just positioning it where, after the season, we would just have to see how everything goes. A lot of these players have value, and when you have value, you can make deals, you can make things happen. So to me, it's going to be about who it is and what direction it is that the Steelers elect to go with. Like, we're a running team, really. We're really supposed to be a running team. We're loaded at the wide receiver position. And the person that's supposed to get that payday coming up is supposed to be Juju. And his stats aren't proving a big payday. But that's coming from him being a team player, and the system and everything that we're running right now, he's just not going to get.
What stats are they looking at, though? Are they looking at? Are they looking at what stats are they looking at? Are they looking at what he's doing on the field or just his catches?
Well, if you look at it right now, they're going to look at the amount of targets that the player is going to receive, what the reception is, what their yards are, touchdowns. Also, how they're going to impact the game. That was the biggest thing with Antonio. See, he was such a game changer. He would produce anywhere between 2 to 3 touchdowns a game. Like, this wasn't just like a one-off where it's like, like one game, he scored 2-3 touchdowns. This could be back-to-back weeks, 3, 4, 5 game stretches that.
And why was that? Who was he playing with?
Big numbers.
So what were the catches like for the other wide receivers that he was playing with during those games? What were their numbers like?
A lot of those receivers were putting up big numbers as well, though.
Like who?
Well, Martavius, he put up some numbers. When Emmanuel Sanders
the few games he was in,
put up some numbers.
The few games he was in. So.
He put up the biggest numbers of his career with Antonio in the system. You know,
do you feel like
that,
do you feel like our wide receiver class when Antonio Brown is comparable to the one we have right now, as far as talent wise?
As far as talent wise, yes.
Talent wise. Like as far as
yeah.
like okay, like right now we got a whole bunch of number ones playing, sharing the ball, right?
Yeah,
we got from Washington up to Juju, Claypool, everybody. They're all number ones on other teams, right? And they're sharing the ball. Were we in a position before where we had all number ones sharing the ball, or was it one number one and then a bunch of other like cast players, and one guy's getting the majority and the other ones are getting it when he's being triple double teamed?
And I agree with what you're saying there, and that's the reason why I'm saying again, I think that they're doing it the way that they're doing it. They're riding all the chips on Ben, and then all these weapons will just find pieces around the remnants of whatever Ben's going to leave left over. Some of these players are going to go. Like to be honest with you, I don't see Juju coming back next year, and I probably don't see James Conner coming back next year. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I mean, like if you come back next season, they'll probably have another draft pick. There will probably definitely be another running back that's probably going to be available either by trade or free agency. You'll have Claypool, you'll have Deontay Johnson and James Washington, and then I believe it'll be James Washington is probably the next one where he has to produce that next season for him to get, a nice ass contract. Or let's say Chase Claypool, if he balls out this year, or any of these players, if they ball out this year and they want to get a bigger deal next year, I think Pittsburgh may offer them some money. It may not be a big time deal. Maybe they may say, look, you're number one, but we're going to give you number two money just to compensate you to pay you right now, and then we'll work something out with you later on. Because that's really what they did to Antonio. They tried to offer Wallace. It was number one money around that time frame, but really was like that number one, number two money. And he was like, okay, deuces, I'm going to Florida. Yeah, that cat is like how I remember out. I don't remember he wanted to be in the sunshine and not in the snow. Like, I thought they didn't offer him enough money, and he was like, look, I'm not taking that. I want to get this bag, and
that's how Antonio Brown got paid, because he got Wallace's contract that Wallace was going to get, and that's how he got. You know what I mean? So like he like he said, he was offering him a nice bag, but now see. Going with Jim said about about personal factors coming in. Call it what you want. His mom is a diehard Steeler fan. Ben won. You all seen the pictures. He been a fan before he was born. She was a Steeler fan. You know what I'm saying? So as far as Pittsburgh being the place that he wants to play, he wants to play in Pittsburgh. Like that's where his heart is. However, money talks, bullshit walks. At the end of the day, you gotta feed your family. So Pittsburgh is gonna. The thing is, we're known for being a little stingy. That's what we are known for. We play hardball. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, man, if he has to go somewhere else to get his paycheck, it is what it is, but it's not going to be nothing personal in that situation. I'm not saying it's never personal in other situations. I'm saying with Juju, it ain't personal. It's just, it's going to be the money situation. You know what I mean?
I mean, who wouldn't want to take the more money? Anybody would. I mean, it would take a lot for you to have to say he does.
Dude, when you see what happened to Dak Prescott, you got to take your money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you go out there one day and your whole shit is done. So when you get a chance to get that permanent, guaranteed money, big contract, you're a damn fool if you don't take it. All that emotions and feelings ain't gonna do shit for you if you get injured. You know what I mean? Like you occasionally get that Shea Sears situation where the team really, really holds you down, but usually you don't go out like that, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We all know that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not mad at the man when they make business decisions. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's always a business decision. Like I tell people, man, like people be thinking that like we own these teams. I'm like, no, these players are clocking in. It's a 9-to-5 form of employment for these players. Like we do not own these teams. Like make the best decision that is going to be, best for you. I'm gonna talk shit for you if you go to another team. Like I think Antonio. What did they say? He's about to get signed to Seattle. I heard Dez. He's getting signed to the Ravens. He's on their practice squad now. Like all these players, they're ballers. Like, look, when you're out there, man, I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna root for you. But if you play against the Steelers, then that's where I gotta draw the line. But outside of that, I know it's all business. Just,
Yeah,
it's
Russell
all
Wilson
business.
wants AB, man. Every quarterback wants AB.
Yeah.
Every quarterback wants AB. No matter what his off-the-field issues are, he's still the best wide receiver we ever had. Hands down. Hands down. The only person you could compare him to is Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
As far as pound for pound, like, you got Megatron and all that stuff, but as far as somebody his height, bro, 5'10", 180 pounds, Antonio Brown is the best receiver at that size I've ever seen in my life. The only one that's better than him.
Always got the toes in bounds too, didn't he? I don't know how he did it. Always got the toes.
That's Tony Toe Tap right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys though.
He is coming back though. You see the talk? They said that there's a couple NFL teams already waiting for him, and I guess
they better be.
They
better be. They better be. They'd be damn fools they pass him up. You see, man, that one touchdown play that passed that Tom Brady threw to Antonio. I saw how that was executed, and I panicked. My heart dropped because I was like, "Fuck, they're gonna win a Super Bowl." Because Tom Brady released it immediately, no look pass to the end zone. Right, Antonio's in double coverage. Fucking at the last second, does a head fake, drops the coverage to the right, and reaches to his left over his shoulder and catches the ball without looking. Touchdown.
Wow.
And I said, damn.
Wow.
He knew exactly where they were. I was like, oh no. Oh no. It's over. It's over for the whole NFL.
I said the same thing. Like when
that
whole situation transpired, I'm like, look, man, I'm kind of sad that he's going through those little personal issues, but when New England released him, I'm like, okay, man, the push for 7 is real, man. Like, I thought they almost had it last season.
Yeah, because
him and Ben just never clicked. So that at the end there, there was too much rumbling.
I'm wondering, is anybody else seeing this? Like, is it like kind of like Ben still taking shots? Like, I mean, like, did you guys see like when he said like Tony Romo actually made a good call or something like that, but he called him Antonio. And I'm like, okay, like, why did you say Antonio? Like, okay, now y'all are up. We're up 5-0.
Hey, you know what, man?
Kind of rubbing it in.
Ben got his old swag back, bro. Ben reminds me of the rookie Ben right now. His beard's lined up. Ben used to have on 3/4 length pimp suits and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, he was cool.
Yeah, he did.
Then he turned into Big Ben. He's Mr. All-American. You know, I go to church now and all that shit, which he still do. Okay. But I feel like he got that youthful. He got back in shape and he got hungry. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? He got his whole little shit back, and you see it in his play.
I mean, I don't want to be the one to say it, but I mean, I will. I think he's seen his job going out the window. I mean, he was killing it, but they seen the injuries and everything else happen to him. They seen, oh man, you know what? We better start looking. That's why when they got the first quarterback and asked him to train, dude, he was like, "No, I'm good," and just walked away. Remember on all over the internet, he's like, "No, fuck y'all, I'm good. I want to replace me. Fuck y'all, just roll." You know I think
I really believe
it coming.
Year. Yeah, I was gonna say,
I think he's seen it coming, bro.
Yeah, I think
he's seen it coming, and he had to do what he had to do to secure his bag. He needed to keep his money. If he did not come out and do what he had to do, there's none of that top quarterback pay. This motherfucker dropped, 35 pounds? They said 40 pounds? Like, bro,
I've never seen him
doing the same thing for how many years? All of a sudden, you drop 40 pounds. You come back, you cut the beard down. You got your new young look. Like this dude really is. He's reliving his rookie season right now. He's moving like he did. He's
man.
Anybody who's played with him in the past would tell you. Like is he eating pistachio ice cream like Brady?
Bro, anybody who played with him in the past will tell you Ben Roethlisberger was lazy. And that was their beef with him, is that he didn't work out in the offseason. He just had the mentality of, I got this. And it worked for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was always able to just do it. And that's why he always started the season off so, because his ass wasn't in shape. Like, literally. And like you said, he took that season off. He was sitting the sidelines, got a chance to miss the game that he'd been playing for so long that he took for granted. That's what happens when you play that long. You take it for granted. Now you got a chance to miss it. He's seeing these young guys coming up, and he's seeing the talent and what could actually be done. And it's like, damn, how do I improve? And you see he comes up, his stomach's gone. He's all cut up, in shape. He's mobile. He's not getting hurt. And it's like, in his arm, we were all worried about, can he throw the ball deep? Yes, the fuck he can. Yes, the fuck he can. He showed us last game. Aired it out.
Accurate as ever.
Accurate as ever. Right. It's like, bro, it was just a matter. You see this first game, man, he's missing little dink and dunks, throwing behind your back. It's good. As I said, let him get 5-6 games into the season and watch what starts happening. Game 5, boom, starts getting deep. Watch what happens game 6. I got confidence in him. Somebody's going to get open deep. Our wide receivers are too fast and too big.
Too many problems.
Too many big.
Yeah.
What happens when they put Ebron on one side and Claypool on the other?
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you got Washington in the slot or Juju. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with that? Somebody's going to get open.
100%. And then that's not even saying they can't take everybody off the thing and run a draw or something. Because we still got cornerback there, bro. So they got to play up tight. So, I mean, there's just too many weapons, bro.
Don't forget Deontay Johnson's back.
Bro,
weapons.
Yeah.
I don't even see it, bro. Like, I mean, I give Titans their respect. I really do. But our offense is so – there's just too many weapons. You have to have an all-star defense to be able to cover all our guys. And I don't think the Titans have that. Offensively, they are a problem. Defensively, they're nice, but they don't have enough for us.
Where do they rank? 12th in the NFL?
Something like that.
Defensively? We're ranked third.
So. I thought we was we're one in our division and third total, right?
Yeah. Third overall. They're like 12th overall.
Yeah.
So I mean, in that matchup, I feel like our offense has more weapons and our defense has more weapons.
But what they do on their offense, they do got some players. But you gotta remember, Bud Dupree is he's like a fucking Ray Lewis, bro. All he likes to do is smash shit. That's what he likes to do. It's not even the quarterback. If he's blocking you, if he comes across, he just likes to smash shit, bro. That is his main.
And then with Jim
moves like that, he is powerful. You try to block him, he's throwing you, bro. He literally has showed it so many times. And I'm talking, he's just one-handing you, bro. Like literally manhandling you with one hand. This hand is reaching for somebody. Like he is a problem. TJ Watt, oh my God, bro. He is just the same. TJ Watt reminds me of a Fast Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fast Harris.
Longer arms.
All day.
Longer arms.
Bro, he reminds me of Fast. He has that deadly want to attack you, smash the shit out of you, but he's mobile. He's way more mobile. Way more mobile.
I mean, Jim brought up earlier, fucking Vince Williams.
Bro, we just have too many. Our defense has enough, I feel, to answer to their offense.
Last week, before last week's game, I didn't check the update, but him, Aaron Donald, and TJ Watt were tied in the 3-ways for tackles for loss. So, Vince Williams has been quietly destroying offenses all season. I think he's going to be a factor with Derrick Henry too. I really do. He's our veteran backer for a reason.
Undeniably, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we have when you look at it, and I mean, literally, if you match things up, boom for boom, I just feel on both sides of the ball. I'm not taking it from the Titans. I'm just saying that they're nice, but they're not where we're at. I'm sorry. When you match it up line for line, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Man for man,
I think
our defense is more stacked than their offense.
And we are going to pressure.
Our offense is more stacked than their defense.
We are going to have so much pressure in there, bro. I don't think he's really going to. He's so far that line has been keeping him covered. I think that he's going to feel more pressure than he's ever felt, and that's going to be a factor in the game to me.
You know what, though?
Yeah,
and then you know what?
With the injuries,
I like how Alualu's been handling that nose tackle position.
No, he's been balling too. He's
a big boy. That's a big boy for Derrick Henry to run into, bro.
Yo, Kurt, I said it how many times, bro? This is familiar to this. I mean, bro, as much as people look at me and laugh when I say that shit, bro, our defense is so fucking stacked right now, bro.
Yeah,
stacked. We have so many stars on this. We literally have a Super Bowl team next year guaranteed without anything. This year, I think we're going all day. Next year, when they're still getting used to each other. Next year, when they get used to it, listen, we will be the best team in the league. I guarantee we can have back-to-backs all day.
Back-to-backs.
Yeah.
I think we could get it this season.
Yeah, I think we can get it this year.
I already put 100 on us. I put 100 at the beginning of the season when I seen that shit for us to win a Super Bowl. So I'm hoping to get my money. Yeah, I mean,
what do you think, Jim? What do you think, Jim? Do you think we can go all the way, or you think we're missing something this year?
As long as Andy Reid is in Kansas City, man, Kansas City's gonna be a problem, especially if they start allowing fans to get back in there, man. Arrowhead is no joke in the playoffs, man. It's one of the loudest stadiums in the history of the game. And now they need a third down back. Edwards is a heck of a rookie running back, but you get Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell could be a Pro Bowl wide receiver. So you put him in on third down, that's just another weapon, man. Kansas City still the defending champs, and don't forget, Tennessee was a playoff team last year, so we've got to give them the respect.
Yeah. Le'Veon Bell, I forgot all about that. Bell going to Kansas City is like Brown going to New England. He was like you said, he was our number 2 wideout behind AB only. So it's like man, him and Mahomes, having him and Mahomes in the backfield at the same time, you don't know how do you prepare for that?
Yeah,
you don't know how do you prepare to so many variables? Like how do you prepare?
That has leveled that team up dramatically, and it's not like they really needed it in the first place.
They didn't need it in the first place, right? They didn't need it in the first place.
They just threw rims on a Lamborghini. You know what I mean? Like you already had. They literally. That was when I seen that shit. I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was
like, damn. I was like, that Bell did good, bro. Like I was like, for him personally, that was a great move for him.
Bro, he played his cards perfectly. I couldn't listen. I literally was like, come back to Pittsburgh, Kansas City. Ooh.
Right. Like you can't even be mad at him, even though you're mad about it, you can't be mad at him. Like,
not even a little bit. I couldn't even say that. They're like, I can't believe he didn't come. I was like, listen, I'm cool.
All right.
I understand. I mean, you're coming with. They already got weapons. You're literally coming on the bus of a winning team already. You're rocking on there. Let's you shine where your position's at anyhow.
What do you say? You can't beat them, join them?
Yeah, listen. That offense like that. Now you're giving this dude the ball when they can spread the offense out. Listen, you're gonna give him an empty backfield.
Can you imagine a bubble screen with Mahomes? Serious? Him?
Listen, he's gonna be a fucking problem. Believe that. Believe that.
God. Dude, you know,
I met him a couple times too, bro. He cool ass people. I ain't gonna lie to you. I met him a couple times.
That reminds me of when Dion went to the Cowboys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Same type of situation.
You know what?
That was a big one.
And I will dare say that when he was a rookie, he was moving like that, bro. When he was a rookie in his first year or two, I mean, I don't think he was happy at the Jets, so he didn't do what he was supposed to do. I'm gonna say it. That was it. He didn't like it. He's like, give me the ball. All right, boom. I'm not spitting. Fuck that. I mean, but when he was running before, bro, he was moving, bro. He was cutting through there, spitting, flipping. He was doing his goddamn thing. So I think that now that he's in a team that he's going to like, I think that that's going to be a big factor.
Bro, you're playing with Patrick Mahomes.
Going to move like that.
You're playing with Mahomes. That's going to motivate. That's going to bring the competitive nature out of you. You're not going to go there and bum it up. Like you said, when we played last year, even though we lost, he intentionally didn't run well against us. His heart wasn't in it. He was just like, man, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like he was wearing black and gold before the game and all that. Like like literally. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want it. He didn't want to. Like, why even run hard and risk injury for a team like the Jets? When like for what? You know what I mean? So he did right. I would have did the same thing. Preserve your body. Just go out there and get off the team. And now you're in KC. Ball the fuck out.
I was surprised he went there, but I mean, for him to go there, get the bread, get released, and now he's on a winning team. Like
when I see the final three teams that were like in the finals to get him, If one of them was KC, it was like, oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
It was already over at that moment right there.
Yeah, it was over. It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
where else would he go? Like, come on now, like.
I mean, and as much as I'm talking them up, well, you know what I mean, Bell going there a problem. You know what I mean, Mahomes is just an animal. You know what I mean, that whole team is literally that's an all-star team all day. It's a damn shame when my Steelers whoop that ass.
See, that's the thing too. It's crazy.
We got
what's our record?
We got Kansas'
What's our
number.
record in what's our record in Arrowhead, Jim?
It's pretty good. Don't forget
Pretty
that's where Antonio Brown in the playoffs did the taped Mike Tomlin's post game speech, man. So
The Facebook Live.
we beat Kansas City. Yeah, we beat them a lot. Yeah, we beat them a lot, man.